I want to talk to you about something that I think is going to change how you look at your money forever. I have almost a full decade of personal finance experience. I was able to get my net worth up to the six-figure mark in my 20s, and that is an accomplishment in itself. But now that I'm 30, just turned 30 a few months ago, I'm almost double that already. I say all that, and all that is true, but I'm not perfect. I have overspent money. I have bought silly things that I didn't need. I have forgotten about bills. I have oversaved my money, so I put so much money in my savings account, and what I had to end up doing was take money from my savings and put it back in my checking to avoid my account going in negative. That means I was saving too much money thinking I could get away with it, and really I wasn't managing my money properly in that way. So I want to talk to you about my biggest pain point when it comes to personal finances. The same pain point I had back then is the same pain point I have right now. Tracking and budgeting your money. Those are the top two things that are my biggest pain point around money, and I think the same is true for you. And some of you may be listening like, well, actually, my biggest pain point in money is I want to make more money. I want to have more money in my bank account. I want to feel more comfortable. I want to pay more bills. I want to be able to have more left over after I pay those more bills, upgrade my lifestyle. I want to be able to do what I want to do whenever I want to do it. I want to be debt free. I don't want to be thinking about debt. I want to have my emergency fund. I want my money working for me. Those are true, and those make a lot of sense. And what I believe is those are all symptoms of the bigger problem, which is what I've been talking about this whole video, and that is how you're treating your money. Because I have a feeling that you're not doing 100% of your best effort when it comes to what you can do with your money in the best way possible. Like, I don't think you're spending as little money as you possibly can and maximizing the amounts you can save. I don't think you're thinking twice about buying certain things. I think that you're perhaps overspending on certain things, even if it's just a little bit. I think we can all agree, and I'll even ask you right now, do you agree with that statement? Are you 100% doing the best you can do, without a doubt, with the money that you have right now? And if the answer is no, I really want you to listen closely to that message, because I actually have a pretty enticing story to tell you about that. And here's the story. So, year of 2024, I wanted to start documenting my wealth journey because I was like, man, I've already hit a six-figure net worth. This is awesome. I want to document my journey. I mean, how cool would it have been if I would have documented my journey up until my first six figures? I think that would have been pretty nice to watch and very much an inspirational thing to watch on your part, because you're watching someone who might remind you of yourself. Like, well, if he can do that, I can do that too. And that's what I want people to feel. I want people to understand that these things are 100% attainable. So as I was doing so, I'm like, okay, man, I need a better way of showing everyone how I'm budgeting and how I'm tracking my money, because these financial apps ain't it. So I built this big elaborate spreadsheet. Long story short, I do not use that anymore. But I built this really big, elaborate spreadsheet. It took me like 10 hours to do, not all in one sitting, but just total. It took me like 10, 11 hours to build. And it was really elaborate. You could toggle everything, look at the dates, all these fancy things, pretty colors, this, that, the third, the whole nine. I'm like, okay, cool. Now I can show YouTube and everybody else, this is how I'm tracking my expenses. This is how I'm budgeting. This is how much exactly to the dollar that I spent, last month, the previous month, the whole year. Have net worth tracker built in as well. And it was really nice. And I was like, man, my behaviors really didn't change too much. And I was trying to figure out why, because the whole point of tracking your expenses is to make sure that you keep those in mind and you don't overspend in certain budget categories. So that's why I kind of put budgeting and tracking in the same box, because you need both of them together. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. You can't just set a budget for yourself and then not track how much you're spending in each category. It doesn't make sense, right? So I was just like trying to figure it out, and I figured it out. The spreadsheet was what I call a dumb spreadsheet, where you have to do all the work. So basically, the spreadsheet didn't work unless I did. Does that make sense? So if I didn't type in the category and the name and the bill or the place I went to, whether it was Starbucks, whether it was Target, whether it was paying rent, I had to put all that stuff in. I had to put the dates in which I spent that money. You know what I mean? And after doing all that, and then you type the exact amount and you might make a typo and then you have to go back. And that's one out of maybe like over 100 per month of expenses, like different entries that I'm putting into a spreadsheet. So there's one. Two, it took me a minimum of 30 minutes to do it, and a lot of times it took me over an hour. So I would usually do them on a Sunday or like a Saturday morning or something like that, where it was early, wasn't really nothing was really happening, so I would knock it out then. But even then, I dreaded it, and so what did I do? I pushed it out to like the end of the month, and that was when I typed out all of my expenses. Can somebody tell me what's wrong with doing that? Because I typed out all my expenses, waited to the end of the month. That was when I discovered how much money I was spending in each category. And then I'd be like, oh, well, that's new. Oh, well, on to the next month. And then I'm pushing it off, pushing it off. 4 weeks, 4.3 weeks. That's how many weeks in the average month, by the way. 4.3 weeks. 4.3 weeks later. And, oh, it's time for me to go ahead and make my video. So I'm going to go ahead and punch these numbers in. So I'm not changing my behavior because I'm seeing the information too late. And I hate doing it. And so it's not, even though I spent all the time building that spreadsheet, I thought it would entice me to actually type on it. It didn't. So I just kept falling into the same vicious cycle, but my net worth kept going up. So the year of 2024 taught me two very valuable lessons. You can still grow your net worth a lot. And I mean a lot, like capital, underline, bold. You can grow it by a lot, even if you're not doing the right things. You 100% can. But two is, if I could do a little better, and of course a little better can turn into a lot better, but if I could do a little better with keeping an eye on my money and managing my money, I can multiply my net worth even faster. So the time that it takes to double my net worth each time is going to be the difference between now and when I become a millionaire. Riley says, I can hop on call, chat for a few minutes before bed. I want to bounce a couple of ideas off you, and budgeting seems like a lot of work. It does seem like a lot of work. Yeah, hop on the call. I will go ahead and answer. What's up, Riley? How you doing?
Yeah, I get what you're saying about the little investments, right? I read a book. I think it was The Compound Effect, and like the small changes over time is what's gonna create wealth. And also, hey, one thing I noticed about what you were saying too, not if you become a millionaire, but when, because we're taking the right steps. And yeah, I followed along from the wealth journey, like from your YouTube videos, right? And then yeah, you just popped up, and so I figured I'd join the live and hop on the call. So thanks for letting me join.
Anytime. And I appreciate all of that. And that's very true. The Compound Effect is a very good book. That book covers a multitude of things, and I think the overall thing is the compounding effect of just being consistent with anything in life is the key to excellence. And I think everybody in this call right now and in this like live should really take that to heart, because making little incremental adjustments and then little improvements, and let's say you're adding $50 more a month to what you're saving or investing, eventually that's going to compound and that's going to turn into more. You're going to learn more and your money's going to grow more.
Yeah, I would say I'm kind of where you're at. Like when you started, and you were 21, right? I'm 21 right now, and I don't know if you could edit this part out, but I'm at about like, I think I'm have like saved right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, or maybe like, but that's in my Roth, and then I have like just the $500 in the Acorns, and I have like $500 in my checkings. Like, because of how I grew up, though, I want to spend the money. Like, I have money. Oh, let's spend it. Just because, like, I was raised not poor, but like we didn't have that much money. So like now that I have like a salary, I'm like, oh, money, let's spend it. But I want to make sure I'm doing what's right, you know. So
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's the dilemma a lot of people have, um, including me, because like growing up for me, it was just like if I wanted something that was, let's say, $200 or more, I could get it. I just had to work for it. type of thing, like cutting people's grass, pressure washing houses, things like that. And like my parents basically taught me, you can have anything you want in life, but you have to go and work for it. And so naturally, when I have worked as hard as I have throughout my career, and I like see something I want and it costs a lot of money, I have like a tug of war. It's like having the angel and the devil on, each side of your shoulder, like the cartoons. It's like one side is telling you, don't do it. You don't need this. And the other part's like, you worked hard for this. You need to get this. So I think it's a dilemma that a lot of people will always have, and there's nothing wrong with it. But once you get to, I think delaying that feeling until you get to where you want to wealth wise, I think is going to set you apart. I mean, already you're doing fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
super young, super good savings, and you're investing too, and you're smart about it because you're keeping your everyday money, so to speak, like in your checking account. You're keeping that money tight. You're keeping it to where it's not like so much in there that you're just basically tempting yourself to spend it. You're keeping it stowed away in a bigger, better account for future use. So I think that's really good as well. So yeah, I have the same dilemma for sure.
Yeah, I was listening to a book called The Millionaire Mind by Steve R. Ecker,
Mm-hmm.
Millionaire Mind, and he was talking about net worth, and every 90 days checking your net worth. And in the book, he guarantees you, if you check your net worth every 90 days and you do the things in the book, then it will grow. And like I've seen it happen on your channel, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you had 80,000, right, or like 90,000, then boom, it was at 100,000. Like I don't know what it's at now, but it's just grown. And the fact that you said, oh, it's at six figures, your net worth is six figures, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, and it's gonna double so soon because
Mm-hmm.
your money's working for you now, and like that is the power of the compound.
That's exactly correct. So I'm excited to see, the next few years to come. I know there will be things like stock market corrections and upswings in business, slowdowns in business, just different things that happen in life. But I'm very excited to see like the next 5 years where my net worth ends up, because if it keeps doubling as aggressively as it has been, I'm looking at millionaire status sooner than later. And that's what I want for everybody watching this, because people who get inspired see this and start investing themselves, start saving themselves more money per month, and then they start to see their first six figures. That's what I want to see. I want to keep seeing people hit their six-figure mark for the first time, because once you get there, especially if you get to where one account has six figures in it, that's when things start to really change, where money gets aggressive when it comes to working for you, which I really like.